ever since his profound experience in Aceh, where he knew he wanted to help more. From one experience to another, there was much learning and insights. The main focus was to make 8 recipients as comfortable as possible through the nights. From Aceh to Sri Lanka to the Philippines to Haiti, one real thing that was a certain guarantee. The lessons learned from each relief mission are accumulated carefully and used to design respectable homes so that victims may live with privacy and dignity. This is of utmost importance, so Master teaches us, so that the victims can have self-esteem and positivity is infectious. A little care from everyone and we can turn a bad into a massive good. This is what Tzu Chi has been doing, building solid, sensible homes in affected neighborhoods. Working with sensible materials to withstand the elements, all that have been understood. Tzu Chi's team is on a perpetual mission to better the emergency shelters over and over again, involving even the university students in a continuous improvement campaign. A roof over one's head is one of the most basic of human needs. And when you can provide that need which has been lost, you become a true friend indeed. That's one. The other one was Master DeHuang's tribute to Master Tzu Chi. Master Tzu Chi passed away recently, and it was a great loss to the monastery. She has devoted much of her life to be a disciple of Master Cheng. Master DeHuang dedicated the morning to remember Master Tzu Chi's legacy again. Master Tzu Chi's philosophy has always been to be self-reliant. No work, no meal was her mantra, sew or cook or in the garden attending to plants. It doesn't matter so long as you are productive and constantly filling your minds with teachings that are constructive. True to her teachings, Master Tzu Chi did not rest even when older. She embraced technology with gusto and fervor. If everyone was on Zoom, she was too. Her body may have been weak, but her resolve could rival me and you. Born on Wesak Day, Master Tzu Chi, like Buddha, passed away on Wesak Day. She knew that her time was up. It was her moment to go away. But with technology, her teachings and her spirit lives on. She continues to enlighten future generations of Bodhisattva, though in body she may be gone. Our sincerest gratitude to have the affinity to learn from Master Tzu Chi. We will meet again and again in some time in space to eternity. Thank you so much for listening to me. Over to Sister Riani.
Thank you. Very wonderful sharing, Sister Tzu Chi. Good morning, DeHuang, Sister Fu, brother and sister around the globe. Today, we invited Brother JiShou again to share in this platform because I believe we have not enough here, have heard enough of his story. Today, he is going to share with us his Bodhisattva journey in Tzu Chi. Together with his past experience, I am sure there are lots of inspiring stories for us to learn. So, without ado, let's welcome Brother JiShou. Brother JiShou, the screen is yours.
Good morning, brother and sister, and all the living Bodhisattva. Good morning, Master DeHuang. Thank you for giving me a chance to share in English again. Actually, I seldom talk about English in speaking English, and I apologize for my broken English. Okay, today I would like to share with you actually what I learned and what I get from the past 25 years I joined Tzu Chi on this Bodhisattva path. Okay, let's start sharing. Oh, wow, I keep this first so that my... Okay, so I've been joining Tzu Chi for 25 to 26 years. Actually, just now we listened to Brother Jiren's. He is my son JiShou actually, and he's joined earlier than me. When 93, he's joined in Tzu Chi in Malaysia already. Okay, When we talk about Bodhisattva Path, yeah, and Bodhisattva, I always say that the seed of Bodhisattva actually is the seed of happiness. So in the present life, people, we are looking for happiness. We want happiness actually. So I say, after joining so many years in Tzu Chi, people say, well, you're contributing a lot. I said, no. I'm just looking for something that everyone wants in this life, that is happiness. So this is the happiness seed. I'm growing in this Bodhisattva path. And Bodhisattva actually is not only that you're doing, Master always say Bodhisattva is the people can help people. That is Bodhisattva. Okay. So in the past life, or this 25 years, I'm so happy. And I always say that I'm the happiest person in the world. This is 20 years ago. I was in New Zealand and Australia for the Thai night. Yeah, 15 years ago in Indonesia. And for the past 10 years, yeah, with the seed of happiness growing and the seed of Bodhisattva. And this is what I'm confident that even if I can live for when I was 80, when I'm 80, then I still can be happier like this granny. So talking about Bodhisattva actually is talking about happiness. So we will begin this. I think the last month I do share with you what is my name mean for. Yeah, my Shiji is Shou and I'm JiShou. So it's a faithful acceptance, Sing Shou. So the past one I share with you that what I go through about Sing Shou Ti, the faiths, the feelings, and the experience and understanding. So today I will share with you what's my experience and understanding about Tzu Chi. Why I'm joining in Tzu Chi? Actually, it's my wife get to know Tzu Chi first. Okay, so he bought me a Jing on 93, 94, if not mistaken, because at the time I was so naughty when I was in the mechanical engineers. So every week, nearly 2 to 3 nights, I was in karaoke and then come back very early, 2 to 3 a.m. early. So once we found out that Tzu Chi is in Malaysia, so we go to donate, and then my wife told me that I can be joining Tzu Chi, so that can be a better person. So I'm saying arriving at Tzu Chi willing to be a better person. But after 1 year, yeah, this is normally people joining Tzu Chi. We want to be a better person, and after 1 year, what to become, we don't know, yeah. Okay. Why we are in here actually? Yeah, I think everyone come here, we have their own thoughts, we want to do some charity, want to help people, we respect Master, we want to get near to Master. Whatever thing we had, whatever thought we join in here, but slowly that we will adjust to the same directions, okay? It becomes the same direction, that is, we get something in here, through the Bodhisattva path, yeah, we live more happier, okay? Then we get to know who am I actually, okay? And one thing in what I learned in always go through the Master teaching is that in Tzu Chi, we are not only to do good, yeah, but to be good. This is the most important part actually, is that Master wants us to be good, but go through all the doing good things in that. Okay, so this is my path. So on the early stage, I get to know that's how to walk in the Bodhisattva path. Okay, so the 9 words in practicing Dharma in Bodhisattva path, and then in how to get it live more happiest in there. I think of course the first one is the sentient, the faith, the vow, and then walking that. The second one is the Wondrous, in-depth thinking and practicing. And then the third stage, we will go through the Sila, Samadhi, and wisdoms. So I will share a bit about these few things about the sentient. So what's the first step when we join Tzu Chi? And then I think the first part is we get to know Master Cheng. Before I joined Tzu Chi, I read the books of Master Cheng. So I get to know, so touched about his vow, to help people, building the hospital. I know Tzu Chi when I was 1987. I read the newspaper in Malaysia that is Bhiksuni is setting up and building up a hospital in Hualien. That times I read this news. So wow, Buddhisms and Buddhists also can build a hospital. So this is a faith from start. I think the last month we talked about. So you want to be a disciple or master or not? I think the first stage is no. I just joined Tzu Chi. I like Tzu Chi, so I just I like to donate, and then later on I try to attend the events to help people. In my mind, I always remember when I'm reading the books about Master, the first 3 years of Master become a Bhikshuni, that is 1963 and 66. Actually, she never planned to do anything. No, she's living in this small wooden house, in depth to the Lotus Sutra. Okay, and then why suddenly after these 3 years, she come out, from the wooden house. Okay, I think this part is very important things. It's always in my mind. We know that the 3 reasons of Master walk out from the small wooden house and set up Tzu Chi on that times. Okay, but this small step actually need a very big encouragement. The vow very strong on that thing. So it remind me that Master walk out the first step. The first step. So I always remember this in my mind actually. Every guru or every master actually usually when they are in depth to the Dharma teachings, okay, they will go through these 3 stages, okay, seeing yourself, the being, knowing, and doing actually. So I very strong have a faith that Master actually get through all these 3 things, okay, when he walk out from the small house. Okay, so he knows after in depth to the Lotus Sutra, so what to do with the 3 reasons encouraged Master to set up Tzu Chi in 1966. Okay, but after that, actually, one thing I in depth to these 3 words, Master bring us is not same way. No, Master didn't lead us to back to the way she becomes. In depth to the Lotus Sutra first, to understand the self, and then to understand the world, the karma laws of this universe, and then how can we do. But Master bring us opposite side. Master bring us to doing first. Through doing, we seeing all the living being in this world. We understand why suffering come. We understand there is the karma law on that. And then slowly we go in depth. We're seeing the world, and then we're seeing ourselves. I think the past 10 to 15 years, Master keep on remind us to Xun Fa, in depth back to the Dharma. That is the times we have to come back to ourselves, to seeing ourselves. So Master lead us with the present way, because I think the present condition of the world is very complicated. It's not easy for all of us to go through the traditional way, that to in depth to ourselves first. And then how we live in our present life with the complicated life, then we throw doing, doings, then knowings, and then back to beings. This is what I feel. And the one thing is about faith, this is always remind me, when Master started up the Tzu Chi on 1966, okay, she was very young, 29 years old. But the 30 housewives supported Master. At the time, they are nearly 40 years old already. And they still have a faith, a strong faith towards Master Cheng Yen. Okay, that is why for the past 20 years, every time the anniversary of Tzu Chi, that is the birthday of Master, I always back to Hualien. Why back to Hualien? People ask, why you every year back to Hualien? That is not because of Master birthday. That there's one event in the anniversary of Tzu Chi. Okay. There is a gathering of all the old and seniors, volunteers, and commissioner backs now. And you can see, I still see the 30 housewife, I remember 70 years ago, I bring my parent-in-law to Hualien, and then I met Li Si, Li Si Sigu. He's the 30 housewife there. So we listen back to their story, I see why, they have the strong faith to Master and support Master. So I'm so grateful that to them, actually, because with their faith, they support Master. They only Tzu Chi survive with Tzu Chi until now. Then we have a chance to join in Tzu Chi. So faith is very important. I think everyone knows faith is the source of all achievement. So Master always says that confidence is also important, and right faith is more important. But walking the faith and understanding is extremely important. So after we have a strong faith with Master, then we must walking and then understanding. This is what in there. there. That's why every time when we see Master teachings, when we see in the video, we see in the pictures, what we feel, what is our feelings, what is the relation, us to Master. I always ask my wife and my 师兄师姐, what is the feeling toward Master? What do you think? What is the relation you and him? Master always say that actually this life we can meet together is not that simple. Actually, we are. I remember Master say once that actually 2,500 over years ago, we all are together, in the Rajgil, the virtual peaks, listening to Buddha teaching about the Lotus Sutra. Okay, and we been there, Master say. Okay, so Master always say that so many lifetimes, we 结缘, then we becomes today we together. So keep Master in our heart, keep our Master in our mind. I share you with one videos. This video times 21 years ago, I was there. I was sitting in the floor in the Jing Hall in Hualien. And this is what Master tell us and remind us that.
学佛者，尤其是慈济人，对这一念心，我还是要很诚恳的跟各位说，但愿我们的结缘不是短暂的，我期待的你我是生生世世的，我期待着我们永远都是菩萨道上的好伴侣。我常常都会听到很多的慈济人都说，我要爱师父，我生生世世都要追随师父，我都很感动。这不就是这一份的爱吗？这是生生世世爱的证明啊！假如你我在过去生中没有这份缘的话，为什么你只要说真言法师慈济，你们就会相信呢？这不就是缘吗？没错，是缘。我们累生累世呢，我们已经结好了这份缘，期待着大家记得把心照顾好，把师父放在你们的心里。但愿我天天都跟你们在一起，所以期待着你们的心要关照好。虽然关心无常，但是呢，只要大家好好的自我警惕，师父永远在你的心中，慈济永远都是你们的道路，那不就是很长的心吗？所以各位，我们要好好的照顾好这一念心啊。
I still remember the moments or the times when I was sitting there. So I find out my life where to go. Okay, I always say that how far can a life travel depending on who you are with. How much success can be found depending on who the mentor is. I'm so grateful there's a lot of 师兄师姐, brother and sister in Dharma together until today. We learn a lot of things, then we can achieve a lot of things. So presently, I'm a corporate humanity consultant and humanity education consultant. Try to get all the master teaching and humanities to implement in the corporates and then in the schools. This is what I say that everyone looking for happiness. So how can we get whatever happiness we want in this life? The second part is about wow. Okay, so of course at the first stage, we don't know what is yuan, no? We don't know how to far yuan actually. That you just want to become a Tzu Chi volunteer and never think about the Tzu Chi commissioner. So then later on, we know, oh, when we are the disciple of master, the master always teaches that we are the Bodhisattva to other people. Okay, so what is the vow of a Bodhisattva? The master say, the loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. But I never feel it in the early stage. I just know that I like to help people, then to learn how to help people, to care every stage. From the last month, I say that once I go to Indonesia, and the first time I went to Indonesia is the 1998. The problems, and then the second part actually is when I moved to Indonesia is on 2005. That is what I tell. And actually on the 2004 November, I back to Hualien. I tell master, okay, I moved to Indonesia, but settle down all my things, and then I'm afraid or not. Actually, I'm still a bit worried. I don't know, because there's unknowns what to do in Indonesia. But one thing is happening. 1 week before I moved to Indonesia, that is on 2004 December 26th, something happens in the world. That is tsunami Aceh. I still remember the days actually, because after 1 week I'm going to move to Indonesia. I bring my sister family out for lunch, and then I bring them to jalan-jalan. And then suddenly 1:30 I received a call from Tzu Chi in Penang that a lot of people dying in Batu Ferringhi beach. So I sent my sister family back. I changed my uniform and then go to the hall, to the Hui Suo. Then I'll find out that, oh, actually something wrong is there. That is the tsunami from Aceh. Aceh tsunami actually is about 9:30 Malaysia times in the morning. But 1:30 reached Penang and Kedah. So I was busy the whole weeks in Penang and Kedah. Then because on 2005 January 1st, I supposed to move to Indonesia. So on the 2nd of January, I went to Aceh. I reached Medan and then take our private jet to Aceh. So staying in Aceh for nearly 2 months. At the times I was with JiShou, we are looking for lands, how to build a tent, temporary tents, and then looking for lands to build a great love houses in there. So master always say that's the seriously disaster, happenings. And what is our awakening? What is our consciousness? What is our awareness about this thing? And from these times, from the Aceh case, I understand why masters always say that we need to program ourselves, a bodhisattva self in our life, in our body. Every cell is a bodhisattva cell. Master is the best NLP guru in this world actually. That is why every time disaster relief is not easy to get any volunteer to join. We must have a strong belief and faith that we are bodhisattva. You go there and then you didn't get trauma. So this is the process I go through. Now, every time everyone knows that we have a formation and 8 footprints. But there's one thing I learned when I went to Indonesia, and then I met Brother Yin Chin. We're talking about all these formations. What is the concept of these formations? That's one word master say. 在别人的需要上看到自己的责任 seeing our responsibility in the needs of others. So every time when we see there is a problem in the world, what is our responsibility? What is our responsibility? And then with this formation and 8 footprint, there's one concept we call 10-30-60. How we run our formations, there is one concept called 10-30-60. So what does 10-30-60 mean? This is what master teaches that 10% is what? Go through the photo, I think we can understand a bit. So 10 is the goods and the types of charitable assistance. Even we give them the rice, we help them the operations, we give them the house. That is only 10% of our missions. So what is the 30% of our missions? You go through the pictures, you get to know a bit. 30 is the receiver mind, must I say. How can we comforting them and purifying, unfu, their minds. That is the more important actually. But after we doing all this, it's only 40%. So where is the rest 60%? So the 60% actually is Master says is the giver mind. The volunteers, our donor, and the public. How can we go through all these missions, the volunteer, donor, and public, cultivated our compassion, the love, and then the awareness, the understanding about the worlds, the karma, this. So this is the most important part in this part. Every time we go through all these missions, who to grow? It's the volunteer to grow actually, not the receiver, not the goods we're giving. Okay. And today's I bring you one video that is, I like. It show a lot about this 10, 30, 60. That is what this is the Sandy in US. Okay, and we have 5 minutes. You can have a look about this video and try to understand about the 10, 30, 60.
好，我们进去。5分钟，头尾，反正一进来，然后到藏道那边半个钟头最多，就没有了，全部完蛋。
And we watched as the water rose, and it rose over the cars. Honestly, I thought we were gonna die. I thought we were gonna die.
I lost 9/11. Now I lose this. I lost everything, and I
haven't even seen the insurance company yet. And then they called me and they said they won't be here until the 25th. I'm like, how am I supposed to live like this?
It's like living in a ghost town. There's nobody here.
他们的房子被淹水，衣服、棉被都湿掉了，那他们的油都用完了，所以车子也开不出去。他们最需要的是 blanket， 毛毯，还有热汤。
Hot soup, thank you.
best soup I ever had in my life.
志工很努力的在架设这个灯，因为在这里没有电的状态之下，又要能够进行发放的工作，真的是很不容易。
You want some hot coffee, hot tea? 天气越来越冷，然后其实热汤、热咖啡是他们最需要。这个时候5、6点大家一直要离开了，但是我们才进来，所以我们算是一种最强力、最强棒的接力哈。So we're from Formosa, Taiwan.
Formosa, Taiwan. Yes, you are. God bless you all.
Yeah, willing to wait.
You know, they used to.
Everybody?
This is street name and this is number.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay,
appreciate
thank
it.
you very much.
刚才就去发了1200张的传单，路上的志工他们都好高兴，说他们会去发给每一个受难的社区。
We're here for you the way you're here for us. You have our promise. We will make sure these get to the families that are in need.
教会了解以后，基督教跟天主教他们都动员起来。
We help people regardless of their religion, race, nationality, or ethnicity.
Time to give you a hug.
The Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation has put together $10 million that they are providing as cash assistance to the families in need. When crisis strikes, benevolence emerges. And that's exactly what we have seen with the Tzu Chi Foundation.
All the funds we give come from individual contributions. Tzu Chi initiated a street fundraising campaign at over 189 locations around the United States. Volunteers have also mobilized in 15 countries to help New Yorkers affected by sentient.
How's it? Thank you. God bless you.
To be on the ground that soon, and to be here that fast, and provide relief in the form of food immediately, and now this effort here within a week afterwards is phenomenal.
Because I have 3 children and everybody is so generous that I want to teach my children that they should do the same.
We have each other, and we're alive. That's the most important thing. And to have people like you to help, God bless you.
Since morning, I have not seen one single person who appears to be in a bad mood. Everybody is smiling and enjoying their work. This shows the deep commitment, and this also shows the core values and mission of the organizations are very strong.
We went door to door, whether it was Haitian, whether it was African American, whether it was Italian, they were all affected. And that's where you tell it's human.
We all born by our mothers, right? Breathe the same air, right? No matter your religion, your culture, or your skin color, our blood is all red, right? Yes. That's why we're here for. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for the help. And once we get back on our feet, this bottle will go back.
Staten Island! God bless everybody!
We are happy that around the world, still many people can help other people in need. That we're not alone.
苦难的人真的需要我们伸出援手。当我们伸出援手之后，我们真的感受到自己其实是最有福的。
You went to work for many days in a row for probably more than 12 hours a day. And doing that, after you did your shift, you still had to go home and face the disaster that was in your own home. Being a police officer is something that you are, so they understand the nature of the business and the nature of the beast. You go there, you do your job, you come home, and you take care of your family.
It's just a rough road because we lost everything, but you know what? Thank you and your organization. God bless everyone. We're all alive and we're strong. And there's nothing stronger than a firefighter and their wives.
Give me another one. I'll get another one filled up for you. Because you guys are down here helping us. What else? You know, it's a beautiful thing. We've got to get back a little bit.
I think we go through this video, we know that what is the concept of 10, 30, 60. Yeah? We never mentioned that how much actually we give, what is the material we give to the receiver actually. Okay, and then the third part actually is about walking the path in the Bodhisattva. So actually one word's always in my mind, that is learn. Even so you have our own backgrounds, when we reach Tzu Chi, then we keep on learning. So I go through a lot of missions. I join a lot of missions. I learning from the charity, and go to the recyclings, and then go to the 3-in-1s, medicals, and then educations. Why learning is very important. This is always say that organizations should be first their learning machines. See a person's health, what he eat, and the future of organization to see what it learns. This is why Master lead us to doing, knowing, and then only become beings to seeing ourselves. And this is the 3 words I always share in my life. Actually, I would say, I hear, I forget. I see, I know. I do, only I understand. That is why Master always say, just do it. When you do it, then you can understand. Whatever we see is only we know, but we don't understand yet on that. Okay, the second part is Shou. In Indonesia, so we say that the ways, the direction of all our training actually is Shou. That is why volunteer in Tzu Chi, we need to get to know about, we need the trainings, we get to know in depth to all the teachings of Master, why we're going to do this, and what is the principle and what is the philosophy of that. So in-depth listenings, thinking, and practicing. Even we become a commissioner, that is repeating, keep on repeating on this. Now, after 10 years of implementing the 4-in-1s, since 2003 October, we start to implement the 4-in-1. After 10 years, Master said that there's something missing. So there's 2 words we keep on reminding us back on 2014, that is the sincerity and the affection, Cheng Yi. So on 2014's trainings, we go back to all these 4-in-1 structures. Then don't become just a structures and doing things, but because we are in the Bodhisattva path, that we must have the sincerity and the Qing, the affections on that. So we go in depth on that part. This is my path, and then I go through all the ways. What I think about the sincerity is that the first part is we need to open out our hearts, practicing what we're going to practice, and then purifying our own self, and then go through walking, practice, and then get enlightened. This is so Tzu Chi people is not only doing charities, we get to in depth to ourselves and how to live more happier in this life, and then purifying ourselves in life per life, so that we can achieve Buddhahood one day. Okay, Qing. So This is the three words I feel it. This is what I get and what I learned about it. That is 感受, JiShou, and 享受. Feel, accept, and enjoy. How are we going to feel? So every time we go and do our things, we have feel or not. Every time we meet the peoples, we have feel or not. The feelings is very important.
Mommy, what color is the sky?
It's blue, darling.
Why is it blue, Mommy?
Well, it's the color of hope.
What is hope?
Hope is not something you can see. It's something that you feel. It's what you wish for.
Oh, I get it. Like I wish that I can run very fast. Like I wish I can jump very high.
Maybe.
Like I wish I can swim like a fish.
Possible.
Oh, then I wish that Guru and I will share the same dream so we can do everything together.
So, darling, what did you do in school today?
We drew pictures of the YOG. Mommy, do you know what is the YOG? Miss Rita said that it is a very big sports day held in Singapore. The whole world will be watching us.
So what did you draw?
I drew many people in the stadium.
This is very pretty. Do you like it?
Yes, and Miss Rita gave me an A. Mommy, I would like to go and see the Youth Olympic Games.
Sure. I will take you there. But what do you want to do there?
Like you always teach me, I can't see, but I can feel. I want to be there to feel all the hopes and dreams of everyone else.
Sure, I'll take you there.
So this is what I'm practicing to feel. No, always say that feel is very important. So how you feel it, yeah. Master always say that 走入人群, yeah, go into the peoples, okay. And Master also say that 走入人群. We must have a feeling, we must have a relations, understand. So the process to go through the Qing actually is 感受, and then second part is the 接受. Now, this is the photos from Guizhou in many years ago actually. When Jiren Shishong went to the Guizhou relief the activities, so he told me that one thing is that Master want us to bring the hand creams. Everyone bring one hand cream in the pockets there. When the receivers is lining up waiting for the goods times, so Master ask us that to put some lotion to the hand of all the granny and grandpa there. So some volunteers say, why Master we don't give them the lotion also? No, you just bring one small lotion and put in the pocket, and then you have times you put some lotion to the hands. Why this? The purpose of this actually is want us to feel. I think even we didn't go to the Guizhou, but from this photo, from the hand of this granny, I think we can feel how tough her life. So you want the volunteer to feel the things, so that we have a feeling, we know that we are so grateful, we're so grateful in the operation life. Same things to the 感恩, when I joined Tzu Chi, I always say thank you, thank you. Then some volunteer told me, oh, Shishong, we're talking 感恩 here, so thank you. So I thought 感恩 and thank you actually is the same thing. Actually is no. So when we go in depth, I know gratitude actually is feel the grace, 感受恩惠. Same thing wise, the first part we learn in Tzu Chi is to respect our parents, filial piety, 孝顺. Why we need to 孝顺? We have a look on this video.
你陪陪妈，其他的事情让我们处理。你陪陪爸啊。
妈，到了，头啊，别撞到哦。
要小心一点。
这么硬，怎么吃啊？你是要噎死我啊？
不能吃这个菜，这个菜比较嫩。妈，不如我去买鱼粥给你吃。
不要住这里！
让我照顾你。
我要去湖山下一波的家住。
It doesn't look good. You have to be prepared for the worst.
Has she never told us anything?
Well, she's a tough woman. We should get her to the hospital immediately.
爸，奶奶这样对待你好吗？你还为她难过？
没事，走喽，快给他报销。别人来这里都是看病的，都在那里等一下。没事。天空白落雨，阿公阿囝低头。白骨棒，
哭哒哭，哭哒哭，哭掉一遍。所有苦，伊也迄都真正趣味。阿公要煮咸，阿嬷要煮正。两个手。
How one generation love, the next generation learn. Yeah, that is why in Tzu Chi culture we always in depth to this part actually. Same thing like we remember back the master Tzu Chi, the Tzu师父, the love they give to us, all the love they give to this society. Then we remember and then we learn. And this is what I learned from Master always say that humans become a humans to be good. So human actually we have 3 stages. One is humans, humanity, and humanes. Why we learn these 3 things in Tzu Chi? How to live, how to sit, how to eat. The way to be a person as a humans, and then how to care our kanan zhong ai. And then the same thing why we vegetarians. Okay, we care about the all living beings. We care about the earth actually. Okay, and one word that I learned in Tzu Chi so many years that actually we come here not only to do good. How to be a good person. Actually, we go back to in depth to ourselves. Who am I? The life we were born to live. Why? I remember 70 years ago, I get this video and I understand what is the most important thing in my life. Why we were born in here. So what is the more important part in our life? There's once the video, we cannot understand what the language is, but it's about a pregnant lady. It's not yet about 10 months or 9 months. But one day he go to the doctor, docs, I want to deliver this child faster, help me. The doctor was confused. Why? It's not at the time. He said, I got run out of times. Please help me. Okay. But after all, the doctor helped it, operations, and then get the baby out. And then the baby is survived, is safe. But after 2 hours, this pregnant lady, this housewife, bring the baby and run away. And where he go? Let us feel where he bring this baby go.
ผู้หญิงคนหนึ่งขอร้องให้ผมทำคลอดให้เธอก่อนกำหนดถามถึงเหตุผลเธอก็บอกแต่เพียงว่าเวลาของเราเหลือน้อยมากหลังทำคลอดเพียง2 ชั่วโมงเธออุ้มลูกแล้วก็หายไปชายคนหนึ่งกำลังจะตายด้วยโรคเนื้องอกในสมองที่สำคัญเขาควรจะยอมแพ้แล้วก็ตายไปตั้งนานแล้วในช่วงเวลาที่มนุษย์มีชีวิตอยู่มักมีคำถามเกิดขึ้นเสมอว่าเราเกิดมาทำไมเกิดมาเพื่ออะไรเด็กน้อยอยู่ในอ้อมกอดของพ่อทันเวลาบางทีคำถามนี้อาจไม่จำเป็นต้องตอบเรามีชีวิตอยู่เพื่อใครต่างหาก
ครับรู้ไหมรักแม่ให้มากๆพ่อก็รักผมมากเหมือนกันรู้ไหมครับพ่อรักผมมากจริงๆดูแลแม่ดีๆนะลูก
Why he bring the baby runaways? Okay, and why did we come to this world? Who bring us to here? And what should we do? This video remind me that what is the most important part in our life, the relations, the families, this is life, and the same thing that Master give us the wisdom life, bring us back, how we feel it, and then from the philipity, respecting our parents, then we understand that what's called Wu Si, unconditional love. Yeah, Master always say that these two words actually is one together. Okay, we always think that two things cannot be weighed in the world now. That is Xiao Shun, and then there's doing charity. But in doing charity is Wu Suo Qiu, unconditional. So how can we doing charity unconditional? Okay, that is only we understand, we can feel that our parent love to us, that is unconditional. Okay, and then second part, the first word share with you actually, this is always in my mind, that 感受、感动、感恩, feels, touchings, and then to be moved, and then grateful. So Master always said, 感恩 is 来自于感动. When we have touched, we have to be moved, then we have grateful. Now, so that how can we that feels the Dharma? The Dharma teaching actually have the feelings that it's not like very hard. So I like this photo very much. That is how can we feel the Dharma teaching? How can people feel the Dharma teachings? It's not like a theory that is very sharp. People afraid. People don't feel comfortable with it. Okay, and then the second part is JiShou. This is accept. This is the most I learned in Tzu Chi life. How you want to be a happiness in your life actually is a lot of things actually is accept. A lot of things we don't accept. We don't like this, we don't like that, we don't accept this, we don't accept, then we will suffer in this life. Whatever happened in our life, that is our karma bring us that. So we have to accept. Accept what actually? The first part I learned in Tzu Chi, that is accept everyone imperfections. I'm imperfect, but Master accept me. So this is always I feel the Master accept me. Master give me a chance. So that's what I learned from Master, that we have to learn to accept everyone. How can we accept everyone? Everyone is imperfection. I like to share with you. There's one video is very being very deep memory for me. I think everyone in Malaysia know that Yasmin Ahmad. I remember on 2007 I was in charge of Thai TV in Indonesia. So we were discussing, and then I want to invite Yasmin Ahmad to help Thai TV Indonesia to do some video clips on that. But I said, okay, next trip I back to Malaysia, I will meet her. But after 1 week with the meetings, I received a news from Malaysia that Yasmin Ahmad get a stroke, and then in TV3, and then after 3 days she passed away. And this is the last video she makes about imperfections. It remind me back, that's how can we learn about this now. I'll share with you this video clip.
Mrs. Lee, I believe you have some words to say about the dearly departed.
I'm not going to sing praises for my late husband. Not today. Neither am I going to talk about how good he was. Enough people have done that here. Instead, I want to talk about some things that will make some of you feel a bit uncomfortable. First off, I want to talk about what happened in bed. Ever had difficulty starting your car engine in the morning? Well, that's exactly what David's snoring sounded like. But wait, snoring wasn't everything. There was also this rear end wind action going on as well. Some nights, it would be so forceful, it would wake him up. What was that? He would ask. Oh, it's the dog, I would say. Go back to sleep, dear. Oh, you might find this all very funny, but towards the end of his life, when his illness was At its worst, these sounds indicated to me that my David was still alive. And what I wouldn't give just to hear those sounds again before I sleep. In the end, it's these small things that you remember, the little imperfections that make them perfect for you. So to my beautiful children, I hope one day you too find yourselves life partners who are as beautifully imperfect as your father was to me.
Family, accept everyone imperfections. So this is in the life we learn, same things to the master teachings. We know these 四神堂, contentment, gratefulness, empathy, understanding, unconditional acceptance. Actually, master give us all this and give us the formula on that. I always say that master not teach us the words, the theory only, but the master give us the formula about this 四神堂. What master say? Master say, you want to do contentment, then we have to live simple. You want to grateful, then you must touching. Get touched to be moved in that. And then how can we sanchi? To understandings. Then only we can have an empathy, understanding to understand to do. And then tolerance or unconditional acceptance is love. Without love, there is no unconditional acceptance. So this is the formulas master always teaches that how we practice, how we get to know everyone. That is why in Tzu Chi, we are very emphasized in our renwens, our humanities, grateful, respect, and to love. Not only love. I usually use in Indonesia, I say bersyukur, meng and men. That is the actions. Not only the theory, in that is the action on that. And then the last part actually is that then if you can accept, then you will have enjoy. People say when we listen and enjoy that, or it's not a good word now, enjoy like hura hura. No. Actually no, enjoy is what? Enjoy is joys, the joys of Dharma. We always say that fasi. Why as I use Frankie's picture? Because I always talk to him. He's so busy. But he always told me that the happiest moments in his life actually is he wearing this uniform. How busy also every month he get one times to join in meetings or in the events. That is called enjoy. If we can accept, then we have enjoy. I like to go to India many times. Okay, so today I'll share with you. Every time we go to a Tzu Chi activity, after come back, what is our reaction? What is our feeling on that? Are we really enjoy? Are we very feel the joy of Dharma in that? Okay, and this is one of the videos that after doing good. It reminds me back every time after wearing the uniforms when you go homes, what is our face impressions, no? And this video also showed me that, you know, seeing our responsibility in other needs, you know. These children, you see, when you want to buy ice cream, you want to buy toys, and suddenly you feel that this money can buy something for others, no. Kindness is not an act, it's a lifestyle. So this is our lifestyle, okay? Recently I was thinking about the JiShou lifestyle. What should we have in JiShou lifestyle? You know, how can we share with other people that we are living in a JiShou lifestyle? You know, with the the JiShou teachings about the Lotus Sutra, how we walk in this Bodhisattva path. We find our missions. I always say that missions is what? Mission is something you like to do it and the world needs it. That is called missions. And how can we use our present life in this life, to grow our recent life? And then we found our, as a Tzu Chi volunteer missions, as a master disciple missions, as a Bodhisattva missions. What is this in this life? Okay, and this is my volunteers in Jakarta. So when the times I was in Kelapa Gadings, I always say that our mission is what? As a senior volunteers, as a commissioners, our mission is to accompany and then care, care for them. So this is what I learned in the past 25 years. And when the first time I went to Indonesia, people ask me, what is JiShou mean? Why master give you JiShou? Yeah? What is the meaning of JiShou? And then after a few years, I found out JiShou is 感受, 接受, and 享受. So today's the two words share with you, 感受, 感动, 感恩. Thank you. 感恩 everyone.
Thanks so much, Brother JiShou. I think most of us, our eyes are now is puffy. Cried a lot. Really, 感恩 for your very touching, very impressive sharing, and we are so grateful to have you, Brother JiShou. Next round, we will invite you again. Okay, then I will pass it to Sister Tzu Chi.
Really, Brother JiShou, Sister Riani, Brother JiShou, really, I cry non-stop today. Really, very heartfelt, very grateful. And Sister Riani for bringing Brother JiShou to us. And let's invite Master DeHuang to share insights with us. Master.
Okay. Hi. Good morning, everyone. Actually, now besides me, they have two masters. DeJie. One is our senior masters DeJie. Say hello.
Hello.
And the other one is the junior master DeJie. Actually, we both from Malaysia. I think so. You think maybe very not very familiar with all two of us. And actually, thank you for Brother JiShou sharing. Actually, I thinking I knew Brother JiShou while I was in Malaysia and Malacca, and you give me a very deep impression. Even though we don't get a chance to have much conversation, but I remember when I was in the JiShou Cafe, I met you there, and I don't know why, but you give me a very it's deep in my heart with your picture, your photo, and and I always remember you, to be honest. Even though I know you are from Malaysia and recently just know that you are still in Indonesia. As I know, Xuehua Sijie, yeah, they all just back from Indonesia to Malacca a couple of years ago, and I think this is the affinity that I get to know about you is regarding they've been went to Indonesia in the past and through that sharing. So to be honest, every time when I know that you're going to share, I always have a very 亲切感, feel like so friendly, and I don't know why. This is kind of a feeling. Yeah, I think this is a show that we are family, Dharma family. So definitely we get familiar with each other. This is my feeling, to be honest, the first impression regarding you. And for the last week, Brother Jiren as well. Yeah, and anyway, thank you. And to be for your name, JiShou, you say is enjoy, 享受, and 享受、
接受、
接受 accepted
享
and
受、
and
接受、享受、
感受 accepted and feeling. Yeah. So there's so different meaning, but it's all good. And anyway, for your sharing, I can say that, yeah, it's true. This is what we have learned from Tzu Chi is we always know that whenever people are in need or whenever disasters strike in any other countries, and actually we are, let me show my slides first. Wait. And whenever there is a disaster strike, our Tzu Chi volunteers definitely will respond quickly with care and timely aid, just like what Brother JiShou showed us the video clip for in the American, what we have done for the Sandy cyclone disaster hit America. And I think this is the power of love. This is we always say. And I think with enlightened love, we also inspire compassion. We also inspire compassion in people, and we guide the receiver to become a living Bodhisattva in the future. So thus, for spreading love from one person to another while having the path of great love around the world, this is what our masters always show us. And today, I'm going to share with you regarding, I think this is quite similarly with what Brother JiShou mentioned about the spirit of become a Bodhisattva. And this is the teaching from Masters a couple of days ago. Masters mentioned again, Bodhisattva vows is seeking the Buddha's way and transforming others. This is totally very much to what Brother JiShou mentioned about his sharing. So as we know, Bodhisattvas carrying out the vows by exercising the 6 parameters. So at first, we know about the 6 parameters is like we are giving, upholding precepts, or follow the rules, and so on. And of course, the tolerance. And so walking the Bodhisattva path have always been a way of spiritual practice and cultivation. So let's learn more about what Master mentioned about this cultivation. Actually, is always mentioned we need to take Dharma to heart. So this is the way we have to listen to the right teaching and right person, just like we follow our Master's guidance and instructions, so that we won't get to deviate our path. And for practicing, we Xiuxing, practicing, this is in Chinese, we make it 2 words. So the practicing is Xing, is like taking action. So Master say we need to diligently advance on the Bodhisattva path. So it means we around the world, our Tzu Chi volunteers never take rest. Even though you are in the Western country, at this is nighttime, but in Northern country, they are daytime. So we always, take turns, just like, is in the round shape. So we never take any rest at all to helping the poor people in any places. So this is like, have you ever been asking yourself, sometimes our volunteers must stand outside, even though you want to help, but maybe some people, they might not accept it, what we're offering. So you can imagine sometimes when our volunteers get the experiences that they stand outside someone's door asking to come in, but the family, they refuse to open the door. Or if they do, they give us a very mean look, especially when our volunteer having the first home visited to any reported for any family that they might need help. So from their neighbors and reported to our Tzu Chi that their neighbors need this problem, having encountered this problem, they need hopefully can seek the help from Tzu Chi to go and give them some counsel. So in this situation, when you make this kind of situation, they are not giving you a good mean look. And what is our perspective? And are you going to say, thinking, or maybe you think, I'm here to help you, but you are unwilling to open your door. Clearly, you are at home, but you refuse to let us in. So what am I waiting here for? I want to help you, but you won't let me. So why am I standing out there? So you might think about this. And Masters go further and telling us that actually, as we are living Bodhisattva, we must go beyond this perspective. That is because we know that helping the person inside is our goal. So since we are not achieve our goal yet, so we must not easily to give up. So, and Master always say that they are our training ground. So he is in the need of our help. So we need to first understanding his situation so that we can find a way to help to relieve his suffering. So thus, this is one must say that we need to stay here and continue waiting. So we must, this is the way for us to eliminate our will of self at first. So we must first eliminate the will of self. If everyone has a will of self, we think that each one of our volunteer, if you always think that I'm the one helping you, and how can you show this attitude? If you don't want me to help, why should I bother? So this is what ordinarily people think. But Master's teaches that if we are Bodhisattva, so we will generally see him as a place of spiritual practice. He is helping us training patience and is allowing us to diligently advance in our practice to awaken our compassion and our power of giving. So it's a training for us. Yeah, it's not that easy because sometimes we tend to become ordinary people very easily. So, but luckily we are came with a group, so we will have a good friends. We give some advice, and we work together and put the strength so that we can move on to continue to help these people, and we will find a way to solve the problem. So. This is the two ways of different perspectives of Bodhisattva and ordinary people. So again, to finalize what I mentioned just now is like Bodhisattva's perspectives are pure and undefined. They're just simply to help, and they wouldn't care about the people's action, or they give us any friendly words or what. They would not care, and they would just forget. Let it come easily and let it go easily as well. So their goal is just helping them to release the suffering. This is their main purpose. But ordinary people, if we are not have a strong deep faith on the Master's teaching, we are easily to tend ourselves and filled with ignorance or afflictions and thinking like, oh, you're wasting my time, and I'm here to help you, but you still refuse to accept it. So you are wasting my time, and not your time is only. So and your time is money, and you may think that what for I want to be here, and I think it's rather it's better for me to do something that people want will accept me. So you might choose, you think you have alternative way to choose. Yeah, so this is what we perspective on this kind of situation. So Masters will say, this is very easily for us to cutting off not just the receivers goods of roots of goodness, but also for our own. Yeah, we 断我们自己的善根, I think as well. So with the power of fearlessness, not the fearlessness is regarding to we are not feel of like we are impatient or anything. So we are, no matter the attitude of sentient beings treat us, it will not be a problem for Bodhisattva. So we will not allow others' appearance to cause them to retreat. So especially I just want to share regarding, have you ever remember in the previous time while our masters at the beginning established our Tzu Chi marriage society, when there's fires in the village, and masters, she were with volunteers went there for assess the victims of these villages and see what we can help, and we need to get the name list so that we can can go home to home and door to door to visiting. But when masters and the volunteers, they went to the official department, and hopefully we can get the victims name list, so and we can to help the people who are really in need. But they spend nearly the whole days. Finally, the officers say, we are so busy, and now you come tomorrow. So the next day, early in the morning, our masters and volunteers came again. And they still wait out there outside of the department, and no one bothered our masters and the volunteers. And they say, now maybe we are busy at work now, or maybe perhaps you come later on, soon after, maybe lunchtime after, you come again. So again, the officials, they keep giving a lot of reason to excuses. They are busy, they have no time to care about what we need. So finally, one of the volunteers, I think maybe there's a commissioners, she feel fed up, and she say to master, say, hey, we are here to help your villagers and your people, the local people here, and why your attitude is like that, and we are helping you, and why you show this kind of attitude to us, and you're wasting our time, and so on and so on. So but our master, she is a wise person, and she talked to our commissioner, say, who asked you to be here? The volunteers, no one asked us, is willing. We came from our heart, and we are willing by ourselves, and this is like we want to just help them. So since masters reply again, say, seems no one invited us, no any of these officials who invited officially to help the victims. So is our own willingness to help. So that means we are actually disturbing people doing their job. Actually, we must be patient, because they have the right to not to accept what our offer anything. So I think this is a grand lesson that I can learn from whenever we encounter any problem while we thinking we are giving love to others, but someone refuses to accept. So we must have the kind of accommodation or understanding that because we have not formed the deep affinity with them enough, 没有结好人缘, or maybe there's not the time yet. So we must be patient and wait for it. Similarly to this time, especially for this COVID-19, has impacted the entire world in an unprecedented manner. And so especially from the frontline workers or medical workers, especially among them are those who are exposed to the greatest risk, while the lockdowns and the stay-at-home mandates have threatened the life of living hosts. So, which is for the poor people or the underserved people. So, I remember last week I heard they say our masters keep reminds our JiShou Sifu who are responsible for the Sifu or the staff or the Qingxiu who are concerned about the frontline medical workers, especially in Taipei or Xinjiang hospitals. And Master say we are not just only care for our own Xinjiang hospitals care workers, but Master say we must mobilize immediately and we need to call out and show our care to others hospitals in Taipei as well. 就是上人要我们不是只是关心慈济新店医院，要我们是全台湾，特别是台北不同家的医院。We have to show them that is there any need to help, please let us know. So this is like Master said, we must be 不请自视, you know, saying that we can't wait and people give us a call, say, hey, I need your help, then we help. So Masters mean we must initiative to show our care for others, hospitalities, industry, services in every part of the Taiwan, especially in Taipei now at this critical COVID-19 spreads around in Taipei places. So I think it's similarly to this kind of spirit, which means like we must be 不请自视. Yeah, this is what I have learned from Masters from the past teaching until even though now today, Masters still apply the same spirit of teaching to teach us. Never forget that we must be the first who, you know, to offer, not wait until people who give us a call or give us a requirement later that they need our help. So I think this is the sharing for me today, and I think I pass it over to Sister Xiaoxing. Yeah, I think time is nearly to finish. Thank you.
感恩德光师父 for the great reminders and great sharings on Master's teaching. 感恩